They finally dropped it, and ever since that moment, the conversation around off-campus has completely shifted. People are replaying clips, rewatching scenes, and trying to understand what Season 2 is really going to be about. But the biggest question everyone keeps asking is simple. What exactly is coming next, and why does it already feel different from Season 1? Because Season 1 gave us connection, emotion, and tension that built slowly. But Season 2 already feels like it's moving in another direction entirely. The tone looks heavier. The atmosphere feels more intense. Even the way scenes are framed suggests that something has changed beneath the surface. And that change is what fans are trying to decode. One thing that stands out immediately is the emotional shift. Nothing feels as safe as before. Characters who once seemed stable might not be as steady anymore. Conversations feel like they carry hidden meaning. Even silence between characters feels important, like something is being held back. And when a story starts doing that, it usually means the emotional stakes are higher. It's no longer just about relationships existing. It's about whether those relationships can survive pressure, misunderstanding, and distance. A lot of viewers are already predicting that Season 2 will test connections in ways Season 1 never did. Not just through obvious conflict, but through small moments that build up over time. Miscommunication that starts as something small could grow into something bigger. Decisions made in emotion could have long-term consequences, and trust once shaken might not return the same way again. There is also the idea of change within characters themselves. Growth is not always aligned. Sometimes one person is evolving in a different direction, while another is still holding on to where things used to be. That kind of difference creates distance, even without conflict. And that distance can sometimes hurt more than an argument. Season 2 also seems like it will introduce new elements into the story, whether that's new characters, new environments, or new situations that shift the balance. And whenever something new enters a familiar world, it doesn't just add to the story. It disrupts it. It forces everything else to adjust. That disruption is where things usually get interesting, because it creates uncertainty, and uncertainty is what drives emotional tension forward. When people don't know what will happen next, every interaction starts to matter more. Fans are also picking up on something deeper. The possibility that this season is not just about external drama, but internal conflict. The kind that happens when characters are forced to make choices that don't have perfect outcomes, choosing between pride and apology, between moving forward or holding on, between speaking up or staying silent. Those are the kinds of moments that don't just change the story, they change the characters themselves. And that is why expectations are so high right now. Because Season 2 doesn't feel like it's trying to repeat what worked before. It feels like it's trying to escalate everything. The emotions are sharper, the consequences feel more permanent, and the story seems like it's building toward moments where decisions cannot be undone. At the center of all of this is one simple idea. People change, but not always at the same pace. And when that happens, even strong bonds start to feel unstable. Not because love disappears, but because direction no longer matches. That kind of emotional gap is often what leads to the most painful moments in stories like this. So what Season 2 might really explore is not just drama or relationships, but the reality of growth, distance, and emotional evolution. The idea that sometimes the hardest part of connection is not holding on, but realizing when things are no longer moving the same way. And that's what makes the anticipation so strong. Because viewers are not just waiting for events to happen. They are waiting to see how far the story is willing to push its characters. and what it will make them face along the way. Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. Season 2 is not stepping into the same energy as before. It is shifting into something heavier, more complex, and more emotionally charged.